Don't know much about history. Don't know much about biology.
Welcome to Studio A here at Interlochen Public Radio. I'm Keith Brown, your host, and I'm thrilled to be joined today by world-renowned vocal group Rockapella. They're performing with the Great Lakes Chamber Orchestra Pops coming up tomorrow evening, Tuesday, July 19th, at the Great Lakes Center for the Arts in Bay Harbor. By the way, Rockapella fans, you're going to want to listen to the end. Just going to leave that there. I'm talking today with Scott Leonard, a longtime member of the group and its principal arranger and songwriter. Scott, thank you, and thank you all so much for joining me.
Our pleasure. Happy to be here.
Do you need a coffee? You have just gotten off a plane literally moments ago, came from Traverse City, Cherry Capital Airport, right here to the studio. So we just couldn't be more grateful for you taking the time, especially.
Our pleasure. Legendary Interlochen.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We're thrilled to have you here. Of course, many who are listening right now will know your music, whether it is for your iconic Folgers coffee commercial going back to 98, or for some of us, myself very much included, you have been a part of the soundtrack of our lives going back to 91. With PBS's hit show, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Amazing show that started in 1991. I have loved that show. 7-year-old me is going freaking out over here. I've loved it so much. Scott, you've been singing this hit song for over 30 years now.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with it today? Is it Freebird for you now?
No, we don't do that many shows. After the pandemic, we hardly do shows at all. So it's certainly, I'm ready to sing it again more than we are. But it never felt like a task. It never felt tedious. Always loved it. It's such a clever song. It's great, and the people love it. It's kind of you got to do it at the end of every show. So even if it's Christmas, we do it at the end of every show. So no, I love it.
Awesome. So you're not tired of.
I'm not. I mean, are you guys tired of it?
Not at all. If you're not, we can't be.
You can find little bits in. This is Jeff. Hello. You can find little things in between notes and just little flair moments on the 4,000th performance, and it's kind of fun. Like that's what I enjoy.
What's really fun is that Mitch, one of our new tenors, tenor berries, he put together a video while we're singing the live show. There's a video montage of clips from the show, and so I just usually turn around and watch it because it's so the memories. There's stuff that I don't even remember actually doing. There's like fantastic footage, but that show really was great and kind of unique, I think, in the history of kids shows.
Very special show.
Yeah,
entertaining for anybody watching too. It doesn't matter the age. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to hear now the often imitated, never duplicated Rockapella right now in Studio A, performing a medley. It includes Carole King's Up on the Roof and Sam Cooke's Wonderful World.
When this sort of world starts getting me down and people are just too much for me to face.
Up on the roof.
You see, I climb way up to the top of the stairs, and all my cares just seem to drift into space.
Up on the roof.
Oh, now on the roof is peaceful as can be. And darling, you can share it all with me.
Let me tell you now, when I come home feeling tired and beat, I go up where the air is fresh and sweet.
Up on the roof.
I get away from the hustling crowd and all that rat race noise out in the street.
Up on the roof.
On the roof, the only place I know, where you just have to wish to make it show. Let's go up on the roof.
Up on his roof.
Do 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 do.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much about biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And I do know if you love me too. What a wonderful world this would be. Don't know much about geography. Don't know much of trigonometry. Don't know much about algebra. Don't know what a slide rule is for. But I do know 1 and 1 is 2. And if this one could be with you, what a wonderful world this would be.
Well, I don't claim to be an A student, but I'm trying to be. For maybe by being an A student, baby, I can win your love for me.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much about biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. I do know if you love me too. What a wonderful world this would be. What a wonderful world this would be.
That was the vocal quintet Rockapella in IPR's Studio A, performing a medley that included Wonderful World, Sam Cooke, and Carole King's Up on the Roof. Guys, incredible. It's so beautiful. Are you guys warmed up now?
Not
Getting
really.
there.
It sounds unbelievable. I'm talking today with Scott Leonard, a longtime member of the group and arranger. So, Scott, a cappella, it's in the name. What inspired you to explore performing with an orchestra? Can you take me through that?
Well, we always said we do not need the crutch of the instrument. We are fine on our own. So when the Boston Pops called and said, "Would you like to sing with the Boston Pops?" we said, "Yes, we would." That's the journey. The Boston Pops were the first. And so the first pieces we would do would be taking an arrangement of mine and then their arranger adding the orchestra to it. Since then, we've been able to kind of create pieces from scratch with both us and the orchestra in mind. So there's a good variety of material now and fun stuff. It's just like with Rockapella, you have 5 elements. You know, you have the bass and the drums and the melody, one guy singing the melody, and then you got 2 guys to fill in the back. So I've been working with that palette always. So then when you throw in an orchestra, all the colors of an orchestra, it was like I would have so much fun making these arrangements with doing sunny, the beat goes on, and songs like we could never, like Philadelphia Freedom, we do it's a big finale, and you know, for Rockapella to try to do a 5-guy a cappella or do justice to that probably wouldn't work too much. So, but with the orchestra, you can do all the colors and the excitement so it's so much fun for us to sing with the orchestra, because it's like singing to the radio for us. 'Cause usually with a cappella, you know, you got to stay in tune together. You're listening. It's all on you. But with the orchestra behind you, it's kind of like, oh, this is so easy and so much fun. You can it's a different experience. Every orchestra we sing with is a little bit different experience. The challenges a lot of times is like fitting in Jeff, our vocal percussionist, into the mix, because they're not used to having this noise with their performances. So to get the sound engineers to, you know, find the right balance between the percussion section of the symphony and then Jeff's vocal percussion is when they get that right, it's always really good. And then they got the funkier the drum set players that the orchestra have, the better it is for us too as well. So, and it's amazing the quality of the orchestras we play with across the country.
The Great Lakes Chamber Orchestra Pops in particular, what brings you to that group, and talk a little bit about working with them?
Well, Libor Ondras, the conductor of the symphony, I have a history with at University of Tampa. He was a professor after I graduated, and I would come back. I'm on the board there at the university, so we had Rockapella come back and perform with Libor when he was a professor there at University of Tampa. And then he came to, he conducts the Grand Rapids Symphony, and then up here is the Great Lakes as well. So we were up to do a Christmas concert with the Grand Rapids Symphony a couple years ago before pandemic, and then he had us back up for this to do a regular show.
Awesome.
And he's really wonderful, and we have a lot of fun together.
The brilliant vocal group Rockapella taking the stage in Michigan with the Great Lakes Chamber Orchestra Pops. That's tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock at the Great Lakes Center for the Arts in Bay Harbor. Scott, Leonard, and guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm just so thrilled that you're still continuing to discover new sounds, try new things with Rockapella.
Thank you. Thanks, Keith. Great to be with you, Keith.
This edition of Studio A was engineered by Stefan Wiebe. I'm Keith Brown. Thanks for listening.
1, 2, 3. Every day I wake up, I pour myself a cup of that rich Folgers aroma. The best part of waking up is that do-up in all I do. The mango aroma always coming through, always coming through. Oh, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. 1, 2, 3.
In the world is Carmen Sandiego.